And for another video, stepping into the universe energies, air, water, fire, and earth. Welcome in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell, and make sure you check out that description box down below. All my contact information is in there. And this video, uh, when I got off the last live, Spirit kept talking. I guess it wasn't time for me to get off, but he told me wheat and chaff. And then, of course, in some places they might call it the tare, wheat and tares. Wheat and tares. Let the wheat and tare grow together. And I feel like that's what Spirit has been doing, letting the wheat and the tare grow together. And now, guess what time it is, y'all? It's separating time. This is a time to choose if you are wheat or if you are tare, and to recognize what is growing around you, right? Because that's the whole object of the parable from the Bible. Let the wheat and chaff grow together, is because tare resembles wheat so much. It practically looks the same, right? And you can't tell until it gets older. And so far, time has passed. Remember, we are in the Pluto return, so it's time to evaluate what's been growing all around us. Pluto is all about those generational and systematic places that we've been in our lives, right? But Pluto in return to Capricorn, that's talking about having our ambition, right? Taking action and responsibility over the life that we choose to have. And we may not see everything, right? We have to be patient, because remember, Pluto comes around only 248 years. 248 years, my granddaughter that was just born won't even be here. It'll be for your great great grands and your great 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 grands. We talking about building generational wealth, health, and wisdom, leaving something sustainable, substantial for your families to progress, and something concrete for them to stand on. That's why I wanted to step into the energy and let you know this is the perfect energy. Using the energy of the tools is a reminder of us to stay optimistic, stay positive, right? Thinking about what we love and having courage to go for those things that we love and we enjoy. But everybody is stuck on all the two, 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 two. But when you in numerology, you have to get those numbers down to their lowest form, right? And the lowest form of all the twos, the energy is of a three. That's manifesting energy, right? That's ascended masters, ancestral energy. It's communication and expressing yourself, right? Your talents, your skills, what brings you joy. What are you optimistic about, right? I love that energy. A lot of us, we tend to leave out the zero. It's a zero in there, 2022, right? We cannot leave out that zero. That's all about cycles, wholeness, and having no limits, right? We got the star card in that last video a couple of times. Ain't no limits to what we can create, especially using this energy, manifesting. Remember, the whole parable about the wheat and the tare is to have patience. Those things that we set, that we sow, it's coming. So make sure that you're setting up the right things. Make sure you're connected to the right people. Make sure you know what's in your environment and what's affecting you and your environment, right? um Kingdom building, that's how you build kingdoms, right? And I know that to have generational wealth, those are our individual kingdoms, but it's also a highlight on the social, like the world. With the wheat and the tariff, Jesus wasn't just talking about the church. He was talking about the world as a whole, right? Because so many people are so quick to judge these days, but you never can. Don't be too quick to judge. It's not our time, it's God's time. It's knowing the truth versus false truth. So wheat, I did, I had to do a little research. I had to see what exactly is wheat. And of course, I found out wheat is a grain. And I found out it's really one of the most important grains in the world. But in the Bible, wheat represents the valued divine provision. You are valued divine provision. You are the one that is provided for. You are the divine, right? Wealth, wheat also represents wealth and money, right? So Tare on the other side, I had to look up, okay, so what is Tare? Hey Tasha, thank you. You can tell, the energy just shifted anytime you see that her change. It's the energy have shifted. So Tare, when I looked up Tare, I seen that it was the deduction of the gross weight of a substance, right? So the Tare for us represents that thing that is causing us weight, not to move forward, not to grow, not to progress. Some things that are poisonous. We have to recognize those things that are here to cheat us and sabotage us and really trick us into being things that believe in truth that are false, recognizing the false flag and aligning to our true mission, right? What's the true motives, right? What is binding you to that tare, right? I know that they said let the wheat and the tare grow together. The weeds, the roots is what binds the wheat and the tare together, right? So we definitely entwined. It's definitely good and evil out here. It's definitely positive energies and negative energies. And that's what we are doing today, kind of trying to separate it, right? Live in harmony. Two is all about harmony and peace and cooperating. And until and remember, it's God's divine plan. So we have to allow, we have to be present. Evil and good is together. We're together, right? We're bound together in this world. Until God do the separating however he does it. But he wants us to be aware, right? He wants us to be aware of the imitations, right? Seem like you always getting knocked around, you always getting the short end of the stick. But when those things happen, remember we talked about those positive triggers. When those things happen, you're supposed to recognize and be aware, are you wheat or are you tare? Is that something good? It is always good when you find out who is really for you and who is not, right? That promotes positive growth. So, of course, the energies of today is what needs to be restored, right? We're talking about restoring our finances, our emotions, our relationships, right? So that our bloodline, our families can live on. Because I don't know, but have you ever noticed that there's some families that die out? That's why the male species, I feel like it's an agenda against the men, because once the men are gone, or the men are not spreading the seed, right? Nothing can grow. We can't procreate. It takes both. It takes the masculine as well as the feminine. So we have to take action. It's time to, we have reached a potential. We have reached a time when God is saying, hey, it's about to be some separating. It's about, the cream is going to rise to the top. You'll see it. This is the time the cream will start rising to the top. You're going to be aware of what's tare and what's wheat, what's good and what's bad. So, I'm going to pull from the energy deck, right? Because I want to know what is binding us to the tare. We know it's the root. So that's what we're talking about, generational things that have happened over and over that we just accepted from our past. But how do we break through from that? So first we'll identify, I'll pull from the energy deck, what's binding us to the tare. And remember, this is generational. This has came, this is a new start, to start something new in your bloodline, in your tribe, in your surroundings, right? In your love life, in your finances. This is a time to start something new. So what's binding us to this illusion, this thing that looks good, but that is not good. Blossoming abundance, it seems like it's growing, but it's not really. It fell on the floor, right? So it may be, you may be stuck in a situation that seems like everything is good, everything is well, but it's not. Definitely connections, right? Love connections. It says caring connections. You feel like somebody cares. Those are those frenemies, right? Or relationships. They start off all caring. They start off like it's all good. They start off like they're gonna be your rock. They're gonna be there for you, right? But in actuality, you should be trusting your gut feeling, right? Trust your gut feeling. Definitely commitments. And it could be personal commitments or relationship commitments, right? Because I said, what's binding us? What's binding us, the wheat, to the tare? Our connections that we make. And remember, I said, know who you're surrounding yourself around. Know if it's a cheater. Know if it's somebody that's sabotaging you. Know that if it's somebody that's bitter or dysfunctional. That's not a caring connection, right? So just because that you have received this little offer, this little gesture, those small gestures, just because you receive those small gestures does not mean that it is real. We're gonna break it down though, because right now we're just trying to see what is binding us together. Definitely our relationships. A sense of comfort is what I'm feeling. I feel like just a sense of comfort, right? And then I feel like just things that we have been going over and over, what's binding us to this terror of not being able to release and move forward, right? That's a 9. This is having self-control. Some of us are bound to things because we just can't control ourselves, right? Some of us are bound to the wrong laws spiritually, right? Or not breaking them down, not letting it come together like it's a tear in the heart, right? A tear. Right, stop it. What's the truth? That's what I'm getting. 9 is all about things closing out so that you can have a new lifestyle. That's what we want to see, right? But I feel like we've been bound to some relationships that were not good for us, right? We were devoted to people that were not devoted to us. And it's time for us to start recognizing that we giving our devotion to something that's not really good for us. What else is binding us to the tare? Look at that. Look at God. It's for a reason, y'all. That's the 5-1, right? Some of it is the families. Some of it is the home. But this God is saying He's doing that. He's binding us to these relationships in our home, our family, our personal lives, because we need to be aware. We need to recognize what we're dealing with, right? It's time to confront things. It's time to confront that evilness. It's time to stay focused and heal. He let the parable of the wheat and the tare is to let it grow together and God do the separating. This right here is saying God got us growing together for a reason, right? For a reason. It's all for the healing. He have us growing together for the healing, right? So we can be the initiator of the change. He give us the power to initiate the change. What are you gonna do? God's time, not ours. What else is binding us to the tare? I know that shocked a lot of people, but in the tare parable, it's definitely in the parable, it's all about God's motive, God's plans, right? Door to romance. That's binding us. We thinking that it's something. That love came out again. So definitely not wanting to receive a broken heart, not wanting to go through the pain of brokenness, right? 3-3, that's all about being brave to open yourself up, being brave enough to have an open heart, right? Being brave enough to show unconditional love, even when, remember, God is allowing it to happen. He's allowing us to go through this season of growing together, right? To break change, to break the change. Are you able to show unconditional love anyway? Are you able to show somebody the way? Mm, that's deep right there. I feel like what's binding us to the tariff is just not being courageous enough to move forward. Not being honest. Are you open? Are you honest? Are you honest with your motives? Are you honest with your motives? 333. That's a clear wake up call to move forward for positive outcomes. But wake up call, right? It's wake up. It's time to wake up. This energy won't be back around again. It won't be back around again. Happy family flew on the floor. I'm gonna put it back in. Hey, Nikayla. We got cornucopia and attachments. So definitely there's that money. Right. What's attaching us to the Tare? Money. Right. False mask. People not showing up the way that we should be showing up. This is a gateway. This is a powerful gateway, strong gateway to this opening up for us. A lot of people are mirroring each other, right? They mirroring each other, but that's what Spirit is saying. You need to recognize the falseness, right? Recognize when somebody not showing up true. Right? Be aware of your surroundings. Know your population. Right? Know what you're dealing with, period. I feel like God is giving us grace though. Right? All about the generational plans. It's like He's giving us grace. He's helping us to bear the trials and tribulations and the heartbreaks. But He's giving us the opportunity to bear fruit, right? To actually bring about something that's healthy, right? Good health and wealth. I love that. Stepping into our personal power, right, with the help of the divine. I feel like it's some stuff changing, y'all. Yeah, the love is on the way. The prosperity is on the way. What you have been manifesting, it's definitely on the way, but it's going to come with some changes. That's what this Pluto return is all about. Especially today. Today is the day to change your mind, to change your heart. Today is the day to align with what your real goals look like, right? And to detach from anything that's not serving a purpose, right? Detach from the fakeness, the falseness, the bitterness, the heartbreak. It's time to let that stuff go. It's time to really deal with the facts. It's too many facts to be fiction. He balancing out. I told you today is the energy of the 3. Yeah, we got all those tools, and those tools to me are the underlying energy, right? The underlying energy. But we got the angel of balance right here. That's 4 and 8. That's getting stable, successful relationships, balancing out our homes, our families, building solid foundations. There's that triangle in the back I was telling you about, the 3, right? The really being able to express yourself, really being able to balance out the way you express yourself, being able to use your talents, being able to use your joy that's going to provide victory and success, achievements, right? It's going to take preparation. We preparing for financial gain. We're preparing to move forward. We're preparing for emotional gain, deeper connections, right? Deeper connections and caring connections. I like that energy so far. So let me clarify. We on the path. There's another 3. Storm warning. Definitely some stuff about to get the wheat growing with the tariff. That's all about waiting for the right time to get uprooted. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. I have to answer this. Um, did I get it?